around the world today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's
Good Morning Bay.
Good morning, Bay. आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
नमस्कार,
welcome,
नमस्कार,
खुशामदी,
सलाम अलैकुम,
सत श्री अकाल,
एक अंदर की वंदनम,
जय स्वामी नारायण,
जय श्री कृष्णा,
जय जनेंद्र।
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते हैं या अली मदद।
मौलाली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी बंधु बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बड़जान, हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे मैं फालतू बाबा।
And of course myself फालतू रानी लेकर आपके लिए एक और ड्राइव टाइम that's going to make it totally exciting and totally मस्तानी बंधु जाने।
तो बलजन ऑफ कोर्स आज है the 334th डे, मतलब हमारा कोविड क्रिएटिविटी इनिशिएटिव स्टार्ट होके एक साल होने को आया फालतू नहीं। हाँ, भले हमारे जो साल्टा क्लारा काउंटी के कोडी है ना, सारा कोडी जी, she actually put us into shelter in place almost like around year and 2 days ago.
Yeah.
We still are there sheltering in place. Only thing is थोड़ा बहुत ease up हो रहा है and looks positive by the way, Balajan. So if at all those people wondering, oh my God, what's going to happen to traffic? Don't worry, I'll be able to give you a nice detailed traffic update pretty soon.
Right.
ये तो actually standard है कि it's good thing that we're actually going to get back into the economy. Very positive by the way.
Yeah.
But there's something else, Faltoni, I want to tell you.
What bolo?
Well, I was reading something very disturbing about the coronavirus and the variants. अभी competition चल रहा है coronavirus और हमारा US variant और South Africa variants में.
Correct.
Okay, which wants to take on the world?
US
Chalo,
variant.
let them fight against each other.
And let those no man, please,
What?
they'll fight against each other through people. What you talking about?
Can you imagine how a single cell organism can actually have an impact on us, right?
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's like, it's, I'm sorry, when I say wonderful, I'm talking about it's scary, of course, but at the same time, it is very, it's like, humbling for us to understand that, no, we are not the end all of the universe, right?
Right.
That's what
exactly.
it is. Anyway, that was your, well, that was just a welcome for you guys. I mean, because going up next is going to be the cardiac, not cardiac kid, I'm sorry. It's going to be our traffic update for you guys. Raste ka haal, tedal saste mein.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
That's right, but if at all I miss out any traffic location, what's happening out there on traffic, and you are stuck in traffic and you want to share with the Bandhus who are behind you and earn those good karma points, give us a call here on 408-912-2479. Well said, Baljan, I told you volume is slowly increasing of what's happening on the roads. A high wind advisory has been levied on the 80 bridge westbound and eastbound actually, so watch out for that high wind advisory there. Matlab, it will be like windy, so opening your sail while you're driving is not advisable. Just kidding. And an accident with injuries of 101 southbound ramp near 380 in South San Francisco, Manjan, which is slowing down traffic over there, but not a big backup, but definitely is slowing down traffic. Watch out for that. Similarly, one more accident near 880 southbound north of First Street in San Jose. One lane is affected over there, otherwise traffic is moving over there. Not much of a congestion in that region. That was the traffic update. Weather-wise, today, where if you're going to step out, just expect rain everywhere. Cooperton, of course, right now already drizzles are happening. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be cloudy. It's going to rain pretty much all day today and tomorrow. Well, the good thing is if it rains today, tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday are going to be nice and sunny.
Wow.
And next week, of course, we're going to have probably sun all the way, and we're heading into spring and then going into summer, right?
Yeah.
So that's a transition happening on that. So definitely make sure you're staying healthy. Dole up on those vitamin C's, Bandajan, or if at all you're one of those people who actually follow the naturopathy route, adrak, lemon juice, and honey. Shahad, adrak, lemon, and honey. Shahad already both, yeah. And what? No, and warm water. Very important, Malijan. So hot water, lukewarm water, honey, and ginger. Like what Faltoni is having right now, right? Faltoni is very
no
nice.
ginger, Alto Baba. I don't have ginger, but I would have loved no honey also because...
No honey also?
Yeah, because that'll break my fast, no?
Oh my God, Faltoni, seriously? Okay, anyway, good. I think it's like showing right now Faltoni is... head weight is slowly reducing right now. That's good. Anyways, Faltoni, that's right, right? Faltoni, is it a good thing?
तू ना आलतू बाबा मार खाएगा मेरे से. Seriously, I'm telling you.
तेरे से मार क्यों खाऊंगा यार? तू धोखला खिला मुझे, हाँ? Okay, Manjan, right now let's go take a look at what's happening with our headlines. Faltoni, what we have as headlines of the US and local. Can you share with us, please?
Well, yes, Altababa. These are the US news headlines and also the local news headlines right here in the coming to you from Radio Rihadis right here in the Silicon Valley. The United States plans to send 4 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine to Mexico, Canada, according to official sources. A U.S. congressional hearing takes on anti-Asian violence 2 days after the Georgia shootings. It takes one to know one. Vladimir Putin retorts after Biden says he thinks he's a killer. U.S. yields scale new heights and tech drop pressures Wall Street. And in other news from across the United States, let's also tell you that the United States House is poised to pass immigrant protections for dreamers and farm workers. And in updates on local news, $125 million of the San Francisco city's budget to help struggling San Francisco businesses and residents. San Francisco beefs up police patrols in the wake of anti-Asian attacks. Santa Clara County reports second case of COVID-19 variant, first identified in South Africa. And also, one other news item that's coming up is that the city backs the choice of new San Jose police chief against allegations. More on all of this coming up shortly.
That's right, Banjan. I'll be quickly. We're going to take a look at what's happening with the Ganing Akira, which I've lined up for you guys from this particular movie called Chak De India Baljan. Enjoy this song. This actually is a very motivational song asking you to do something. Kuch karo, Baljan. Kuch karo.
कुछ करिए नस नस मेरी खोले हाय कुछ करिए बस बस बड़ा बोले अब कुछ करिए ओ कोई तो चल सिद्ध फड़िए तू बेतरिए या मरिए हाय कोई तो चल सिद्ध फड़िए तू बेतरिए या मरिए चक दे
And of course, Banjan, the voice by, as you know, Sukhwinder Paji, and music directing by Onkar. And of course, if you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie for sure. It's supposed to be very inspirational. Talking about the Indian hockey team and the coach, right, who actually won us one of the World Cup Olympic medals, suppose, Banjan. So if you want to get more information about that, aayega aur denge aapko, don't worry about that. Lekin abhi ke liye, Banjan, we're going to give you more jankari of what happened with the news, because all you got was actually just the headlines, right? So here you go. This is the news in detail, which you can catch up on our news blog Media Mahima as well.
Young dreamer immigrants living illegally in the United States would be placed on a path to citizenship under a bill to be voted upon in the House of Reps today, as Democrats try to reverse former President Donald Trump's hardline immigration policies. A second measure would shield about 1 million immigrant farm workers from deportation, with the goal of also granting them citizenship eventually. The measures coincide with Democratic President Joe Biden's efforts to contain a surge of undocumented immigrants arriving at the US-Mexico border, many of them fleeing dangerous conditions in Central American countries. The southwest border situation has hardened Republican opposition to helping dreamers, around 1.8 million immigrants who entered the United States as children. They made the dangerous journey on their own with parents or hired hands, often to escape gang violence in Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, and other countries. So more on this story you can find on MediaMahima.com. Lawmakers, professors, and actor Daniel Day Kim on Thursday joined a U.S. congressional hearing on anti-Asian discrimination and violence 2 days before the fatal shootings of about 6 Asian women and 2 others in Georgia. The hearing was scheduled before the attack to investigate a spike in hate crimes against Asian Americans, which rose by 149% in 2020 in 16 major cities compared with 2019, according to the Center for the Study of Hate and Extremism. Experts have linked the surge to the COVID-19 pandemic, which originated in China after some Americans, including former President Donald Trump, started calling the coronavirus the China virus, the China plague, and the Kung flu. A 21-year-old white man has been charged with killing 8 people, 6 of them
Wow.
Asian women. At the 3 spas in Atlanta area on Tuesday, police are investigating motives and have not ruled out the possibility that the attacks were provoked, at least in part, by anti-immigrant or anti-Asian sentiments. The United States plans to send 4 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine to Mexico and Canada, according to official sources, in loan deals with the two countries. An administration official told Reuters today. Mexico will receive about 2.5 million doses of the vaccine, and Canada will receive 1.5 million doses. The virus has no borders, the officials told Reuters, on conditions of anonymity. We only put the virus behind us if we are helping our global partners. The Biden administration has come under pressure from allies worldwide to share a vaccine, particularly from AstraZeneca, which is authorized for use in other countries but not yet in the United States. President Vladimir Putin retorted on Thursday that it takes one to know one after President Joe Biden said he thought the Russian leader was a killer, and already poor relations between Moscow and Washington sank to a new post-Cold War low. Putin was speaking on television after Biden, in an ABC News interview that prompted Russia to recall its Washington ambassador for consultations a day earlier, said, "I do," when asked if he believed that Putin was a killer. Biden was described as describing Putin as having no soul, and said he would pay a price for alleged Russian meddling in the November 2020 US presidential election, something that the Kremlin even now vehemently denies. Russia is also preparing to be hit by a new round of US sanctions in the coming days over the alleged meddling, as well as over an alleged hack. In a highly unusual move following Biden's interview, Moscow recalled its ambassador to the United States for consultations. And Putin, responding to Biden's characterization of him, said he knew the US leader personally, and in an apparent reference to Biden's age, 78, said he sincerely wished him good health. Oh my God, that's a threat.
Really?
Don't you think?
I don't know.
And he was suggesting that Biden was hypocritical in his remarks. Putin said that every state had to contend with bloody events, and added that Biden was accusing the Russian leader of something that he was guilty himself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. He says, "I remember in my childhood, when we argued in the courtyard with each other, we used to say, it takes one to know one."
Well, actually, the thing is, Fatwani is trying to make an attempt. Putin never talks in English.
He never speaks in English.
Yeah, he only prefers to talk in Russian, and his accent is pretty much the way she did it.
Yeah.
Only thing it was words were English, right, Fatwani?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he says that's not a coincidence and not just a children's saying or a joke. The psychological meaning here is very deep.
Very deep?
Yeah.
Very, very deep?
Yeah, very deep.
Very, very deep.
But anyways, let's go on over to some local news. Hours after officially naming a police chief on Tuesday, the San Jose city manager defended the decision to hire Anthony Mata despite concerns raised during the hiring process by some in the LGBTQ community. The San Jose City Council confirmed the hiring of Mata, a deputy chief in the department, after a nationwide search. He was one of the 4 finalists for the position, following former chief Eddie Garcia's announcement last summer that he was retiring. Garcia has since become a Dallas police chief. Mata joined the San Jose Police Department as an officer in 1996 and rose through the ranks, serving as a deputy chief for more than 4 years. Santa Clara County on Wednesday said a second case of the COVID-19 variant, which was first identified in South Africa, has been detected. The county believes that the case resulted from community transmission and not travel. An investigation is ongoing. Considering the national trends, we've been operating under the assumption that these variants were circulating at some level in our community. County Health Officer Dr. Sarah Cody said in a statement, this latest case confirms that we do have community transmission and reminds us to not let our guard down in the middle of this pandemic. So, guys, we've been saying this all along. Still practice physical distancing and still practice the masking. And also, about $125 million in surplus funds from the current year's budget is being allocated to help small businesses, arts and culture organizations, and vulnerable residents impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic by city leaders in San Francisco. What is under this new spending plan, which has been announced by jointly by Mayor London Breed and Budget Chair of the Board of Supervisors, Matt Haney, that the funds will be divvied up to support a plethora of programs and business fee deferrals and waivers, among other initiatives aimed at aiding in the city's economic recovery.
So just don't jump into your car or wagon and start loading up your businesses from here and go to San Francisco right now, because only for existing businesses, not new businesses. And second thing is, once you go there also, you can actually start a business. They might give you all the aid and everything, but just remember that over there, the cost of living is pretty high.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so people have to commute from here. Your employees have to drive for 1 hour getting to your place to work.
And remember, if there's a tsunami, San Francisco is going down first.
That's secondary. But the thing is, operation-wise, I think it's still difficult to operate a business in San Francisco.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
I thought
Because
a
labor
mom and pop
costs-
shop will do really well there.
Yeah, they will. A mom and shop, a mom and pop shop where the mom is working, the pop is working, and the kids also working for free, probably they'll do well. Because they get patronized by people who are actually in the financial market there, right?
Right.
But otherwise, living over there, expenses are pretty high. The rents are so high. My goodness. Why across the Bay Area, it's high. Not only in San Francisco. Sorry, I complain here also.
Well, one more thing, Bandajan, is in San Francisco, if you're an Asian American, it's really scary right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there were some vicious, violent attacks that happened. So now Mayor London Breed has directed the police there to beef up security, beef up police presence in neighborhoods where there are a high number of Asian American community members.
I would imagine there would be less in San Francisco, because San Francisco pretty much are the so-called, liberal, peace-loving people, right? No?
Well, San Francisco also has that whole big Chinatown, Koreatown, and all those different. Koreatown is there, is it? No, it's in San Jose, right?
San Jose.
Yeah,
Japantown is there
in San Jose.
San Francisco, right?
In San Francisco, no, I think it's.
I might be wrong, but you know me, Altibaba is always wrong about many things. Not
That is-
always wrong, many times is wrong about many things. It's okay. But I do know there's actually Tenderloin over there, which actually is the Chinatown, little Chinatown, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it makes sense. Everybody should be feeling safe, and especially if there's attention required to certain groups, that has to be given.
Yeah. You saw that Uber driver who got attacked. These are all hate crimes. I mean,
know.
a lot of them I think are racially motivated.
More than initially, it also is that class, right? That
Yeah.
the upper class, moneyed people versus the not so, hardworking.
The
people.
haves and the have-nots. Yeah, absolutely. Well, do we have time for world news, or do you want to go do our Kanika Kida one more round?
Hey, we always have time for world news, Falto. You know that, right? But right now, we're going to go to the headlines of the world news right now. And here it comes. And of course, after that, we're going to go into a little bit of a Kanika Kida. But right now, this is what's happening around the world.
The European Union's drug regulator backs AstraZeneca vaccine after a safety investigation. The United States plans to send 4 million doses of AstraZeneca vaccine to Mexico and Canada, like I shared previously. Mexico actually imposes travel curbs on its northern and southern borders. And Myanmar faces growing isolation as military tightens grip. And in news from India, Bandajan, the Ambani bomb scare, Maharashtra government is now talking on why the Mumbai top cop was shunted out. At 25,833 cases, Maharashtra again sees the highest jump in daily number of cases. The United States Defense Secretary has been asked to raise human rights issues with India. And finally, Bandujan, in some coronavirus news updates from India as to how things are working out over there. We'll bring you that also in the world news.
That's right, Bajan. Abhi ke liye we're going to go back into Gani Akira for you guys, which are lined up for you from the movie Chak De India. And of course, Bajan, a small correction on here. We talked about the music directors were Salim Suleiman and the voice, of course, unmistakably, Sukhwinder Paji. Well, in the song, Bajan, you hear a few more voices there. One, of course, Sukhwinder Paji, and then you have Salim Merchant himself, and also the female vocals by Mariana De Cruz, Bajan, and lyrics by Jaydeep Sahani.
कुछ करिए नस नस मेरी खोले हाय कुछ करिए कुछ करिए बस बस बड़ा बोले अब कुछ करिए ओ कोई तो चल जिद फड़िए तू बेतरिए या मरिए हाय कोई तो चल जिद फड़िए तू बेतरिए या मरिए चक दे
That's right, Bajan. It's a very nice movie. I only saw a little bit of it. I could not see through the whole thing because I had some of the work to do, Bajan. But the movie actually is interesting. If you have not seen it, go check it out. One of the many roles with Shah Rukh Khan. You know, you should give credit to November 2nd Bond, dude. Seriously. He does many variety of things for people. It's not just that he's a romantic hero. No, he actually has graduated. No, kind of grown up to give us some intelligent movies, Bajan. If you haven't seen many of his movies, too bad. Go check it out. Chak De is one thing. I will also give out the Swadesh is the second movie. It's very nice. Don't miss Zero. If you think, no, Zero, no. Don't miss Zero. Ravan, do not miss it at all. It's definitely worthwhile to watch.
Even the movie that he did about himself, Fan, that's also a very nice movie.
Even that movie, Billu Barber.
Yeah.
Of course, was actually
Billu Barber was a...
See, November 2nd Bonds actually review Rajinikanth a lot. So he did that thing because of Rajinikanth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was a surefire success, that particular movie. It does talk about the haves and the have-nots again. But either ways, let's tell you who's having and who is not having it.
Oh, please.
The European Union's drug watchdog said on Thursday that it is still convinced that the benefits of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine far outweigh the risks following an investigation into reports of blood disorders that prompted more than a dozen nations to suspend its use. The news came as the European Medicines Agency Director Emir Cook said the agency could not definitively rule out a link to blood clot incidents and that the vaccine is in its investigation into 30 cases of a rare blood clotting condition.
I don't know people are going to talk about it now, but definitely vaccine politics is a real thing.
Yeah.
And if there was a particular chance that AstraZeneca has some issues in different communities, why is AstraZeneca given out by US? Why US is not giving out Johnson & Johnson and the Pfizer and the Moderna? Why are they keeping them close to the heart and giving out AstraZeneca? Should think about it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about, they gave out those vaccines they promised to Mexico and Canada, right? But Mexico is now saying also that they're going to impose travel restrictions for non-essential activities on their northern border with the United States and southern border with Guatemala. Starting on Friday, Mexico's foreign ministry announced on Thursday on Twitter. These restrictions will remain in place until midnight of April 12th, according to the ministry. Myanmar has faced increasing isolation on Thursday as further more restrictions on internet services hampered the ability of opponents to the military rule to organize and report on violence, but protesters still rallied in defiance of a deadly crackdown. While the security forces have focused on stamping out dissent in the commercial capital Yangon and other cities since a military coup ousted elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi on Feb 1, small demonstrations have erupted elsewhere. Several thousand people have marched on the central town of Nat Mok. On Thursday, the Democratic Voice of Burma reported. You could get more information about this on mediamahima.com. In news from India, Bandujan, Maharashtra Home Minister talks about why the Mumbai police chief Parambir Singh was shunted out. Anil Deshmukh is actually disclosing that after some of Paramveer Singh's colleagues committed serious and unforgivable mistakes, he was shunted out. He made these remarks a day after Maharashtra government ordered the transfer of Singh after the NIA probe into the bomb scare near Mukesh Ambani's residence led to the arrest of a police officer, Sachin Vaze. In an interview, Deshmukh also disclosed that Singh was shifted to ensure that the probe into the Vaze episode is conducted properly and without incidents and without hindrance. A key US lawmaker is being asked to talk to India, reflecting liberal democratic based priorities. A top US lawmaker dealing with foreign relations as Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, currently on his way to New Delhi to specifically raise democracy and human rights concerns in his discussions with the Indian government. Lloyd was also directed to reaffirm the Biden administration's opposition to India's purchase of Russian S-400 missile defense system in a strongly worded letter from U.S. Senator Bob Menendez, a New Jersey Democrat who's chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. If India chooses to go forward with its purchase of the S-400, that act will clearly constitute a significant and therefore sanctionable transaction with the Russian defense sector under Section 231 of CAA-TSA. It will also limit India's ability to work with the United States on the development and procurement of sensitive military technology. I expect you to make all of these challenges clear in conversations with your Indian counterparts, Menendez wrote. And of course, in Maharashtra, Bandujan, we talked about the coronavirus updates. 25,833 new cases, and Maharashtra's daily COVID count now hits an all-time high yet again. India recorded about 35,871 new cases, the highest single-day rise in over 100 days, which took the infection tally to 1,14,74,605, according to Union Health Ministry data. You could get more information about all that I shared just now, Bandujan, and also with regard to tech news on MediaMahima.com. That's all we have time for on this morning's Good Morning Bay, right, Altu?
That's right.
And we'll be back tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Till then, have yourselves a terrific Thursday. Mahima ki Dilari.